Data-rich applications like OneDrive and SharePoint have made Microsoft 365 the most lucrative target for cybercriminals. Vade Security is a global leader in predictive AI-based email defense, helping companies to protect Microsoft 365 users from advanced email security threats, including phishing and malware. Meet Marsa from Vade, who will explain the opportunity of monetizing each unique user by offering IT security services. Marsa, please go ahead.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Hello, Beate. Thank you for this introduction. So I'm Martin. Actually, you spell it Martin. I'm in charge of the channel for Europe, Northern Europe at Vade. Been working there for six years now. And yes, as Beate introduced, we will talk about Microsoft 365 and for you as partners, how to make more revenue with IT security, which means for your end customers, how you could improve the security and especially why you should consider it, because there are a couple of reasons. So let's go. I believe this session will be recorded, so we'll have the opportunity to rewatch it later. So it's me, but I believe you see it on my screen. My colleague couldn't join, but that doesn't make any issue. Let's go for the next things. So as I said, the question should be maybe why you should consider IT security add-ons for Microsoft 365. Extremely frequently, we did hear in the past, and we still hear it today in some countries where companies are starting to migrate from Exchange service to Microsoft 365. We very frequently hear that everything is there. I migrate to Office 365. It's secured. It's in the cloud. I don't need anymore the backup I had on the on-site architecture. I don't need anymore the email security gateway or cloud service I had because email security is inside of Microsoft 365. So this is something we hear very frequently, and you MSPs may be here. And I just wanted to show that we need really to pay attention to that, because the enterprises will realize with some delay that actually you have some security layers inside of Microsoft 365, but you should seriously consider adding some additional ones. And actually, I would like to start from here. It would be much more fun if we were on a live event and you could show your hand who thinks the left one is a real login page or the right one is a real login page. Unfortunately, we are online. So I let you choose maybe one of them, and I will give you the answer, which one is the correct one. And actually, the correct one is the one on the left. Most of the time, the answers we hear is people choose the one on the right one. Why? Because it looks much more eye-friendly. It looks much more real than the left one. And I just want to show you one of the tens of thousands of examples of phishing pages Microsoft users are seeing, not every day, but certainly a couple times in a year. And actually the right one looks much better. And this is to show you that it's not just anymore about copying. The spammers, hackers, they even try to make it feel more real than the real Microsoft phishing page. Here, the blue button is bigger. You have the small icon of a person. You have the real links to the Microsoft page, the terms, and so on. So it's actually extremely easy to fall in this trap. I could believe the both of them are real. So I wanted to show you that because today, and actually since 3 years, Microsoft 365 service, which means the end customers, the businesses which are using it, are the first target of phishing attacks worldwide. And this has been like this since 3 years. I won't talk about last year. We all know what happened, but it increased even more. It's way before Facebook, PayPal, the biggest banks, and other cloud services you can see here on this report. The reason for that, so the question now is, why is Microsoft 365 this number one target? It's because first, it's a huge target. Again, if we compare to the past, we were all on separate Exchange servers, somewhere hosted in our offices or in a data center, or maybe our MSP had his own hosting room and it was hosting it there. Migrating to Microsoft 365, it's almost making one huge target of over 258 million corporate users. So one place, 250 million users. The second thing is that this simple email that too frequently we tend to forget. We think always about endpoint security. We hear a lot about multiple factor authentication, about other fancy security layers, but we really tend to forget that this email tool, we all use it, no matter if it's a 2-people company or 2,000. This is the most used tool in any company. And when it comes to Microsoft 365, uh, the hacker, he doesn't really care about accessing your emails, even if he will find a lot of information here. Why Microsoft became a big target is because it's much more than just an email application. You have a bunch of applications there, and it's becoming interesting for him because once he has a login to your mail account, he just doesn't access your mail service, but he accesses all those applications you are certainly using, which means your data, maybe customer data, contracts, financial information, etc., etc. So this is why it became so interesting for them to access, to target Microsoft customers. And the final reason why they really like to access those accounts is because they also use them in further attacks. So first they want to hack you, maybe to steal your data, maybe to infect your system, but they also want to keep the access to this account to spread attacks to other accounts, to other companies. And it's much more difficult for Microsoft to blacklist his own customers. They first must deliver a service. So it's very difficult to detect compromised accounts on Microsoft 365. So here you have a bunch of reasons why Microsoft 365 is the first target. One thing I want to remember here, you probably saw the statistics in the last years, and maybe you're bored about saying it, but this is still the case. Actually, in 20 years, technologies, of course, evolved. We have a lot of machine learning or AI now implemented by vendors. We have a lot of different cybersecurity vendors and solutions in the market. And so incredible it could be, it's always start with a, let's say, simple email, but it has nothing to be simple. It's very evolved, but it always starts with an email. And this data has been again confirmed last year. I have more statistics if you would like to read more of them. The increase of phishing attacks last year, the huge increase of emotet in Q2 and Q3 last year, the fact that it's financially motivated, and it concerns also small and medium enterprises. So we could really here mention a lot of statistics. What I really want to make you believe and understand is that email is a simple tool, but it's targeted by cybersecurity, by attacks. So when you think about endpoint security, it's extremely important. The second layer you should immediately think about is protecting the email layer. Of course, now we said that we have this global context of email being the number one vector to start attacks and Microsoft being the number one target. The question is Microsoft safe? The answer is yes, of course, it has email security layers. So it is safe on a certain level. Actually, to be very honest, EOP really improved in the last years. It will be a lie to say EOP is not good. It is efficient with certain type of threats. We could summarize by saying known threats. It means threats which are identified to be a threat. So when you know something is dangerous, you will block it because you know it's dangerous. And here EOP is good. It's doing the job. Where EOP, Exchange Online Protection, has difficulties is with what we call advanced threats. So very dynamic threats, dynamic campaigns. You certainly heard about polymorphic malwares, dynamic phishing, very short in time, short volumes of emails, or advanced spear phishing. I'm not talking about spoofing a domain. You don't need Vade to spoof it to protect you from domain spoofing. But when you have real identity impersonation with alias impersonation, for example, here the domain spoofing technologies are not enough. And EOP has difficulties here. And as a kind of proof, even Microsoft itself is selling an additional email security layer, which is called Microsoft Defender for Office 365. In the past, it was called ATP, Advanced Threat Protection. So just as I told you, EOP cannot block advanced threats. And I believe that even if Microsoft is selling something here, it really shows that if you want to have a good email security protection for your end customers, you have to consider adding an additional layer. And this is where I hope you will consider Vade, or at least have a closer look at what we do, because this is what we do. Actually, since 17 years now, Vade is specializing in email security and strictly in email security. We are a pure player. This is our DNA. This is what we've been doing since 17 years, and we are a global player worldwide. Today, one of our big strengths is we protect over 1 billion mailboxes. You could ask yourself, how is this possible? We are very strong on two markets: SMBs, so small and medium businesses, and bigger enterprises. And this is where we need you. So I hope you as an MSP, you will be convinced to have a look at what we do. But we are very strong also on the consumer email market. So the internet services providers that you can see on the screen. And of course, those guys have huge volumes of mailboxes. And thanks to that, we see a lot of traffic, which helps us a lot to constantly try to improve our filtering mechanism and rules. Because the guys out there, they are not sleeping. They are constantly innovating with new types of ransomwares, new types of behaviors to send a phishing or a malware, or to send a hidden phishing email. And having this big overview at those big guys like British Telecom, Orange, Comcast in the US, NTT in Japan, really over worldwide, in many countries in Europe, it benefits to the smaller customer. If tomorrow you decide to work with us and you start implementing, activating our service to a two-person company, of course, you will not use the same solution as British Telecom, but the core technology is the same. So it benefits to all our customers, no matter how big they are. So it's very, very big strength to see what's happening out there. And we are a global company. So you hear it from probably my horrible French accent. We are a French company, 100% French. So we know it's very important for European customers to know they work with a European vendor. So no, we are 100% European. Actually, our service is hosted in France and in Germany, but we have a global presence. So of course, it means we have a global maintenance service 24 hours a day and available support all night long, all day long, and the whole week. So just to say that. So that being said, so we are really a specialist of email security. And when it comes to Microsoft 365, what we did, we asked ourselves one question. Of course, like many players in email security, we had a gateway that honestly we are stopping to sell because the market is shifting so fast to cloud that we decided to stop our gateways. We also have what we could call a traditional cloud. So it's MX based. You have to redirect your MXs. It's maintained by our team, of course, 24 hours a day. So you don't have anything to install, just to configure. But we realize that a traditional cloud-based email security has a lot of limitations when it comes to protecting Microsoft customers. So from here, we decided to develop from scratch a dedicated service for Microsoft 365. So we didn't adapt a solution. We created a new one. And here, we didn't just stop on the level of filtering mails, blocking them. We went one step further on. And what we offer is not just a simple email filtering tool. It is a threat detection tool, but it is also an incident response tool, because we are also able to, in real time, in an automated way, perform filtering actions, even when the email is already in the inbox. And what we also deliver is the third aspect. It's an included awareness training tool, because as we know, I don't like saying that the users are the weak point of a company. Let's not take them for stupid people. I mean, they cannot all be IT specialists. They are important in the cybersecurity ecosystem. So we developed this user awareness training tool to give them some few tips that everybody's able to remember next time he receives an email and he's not sure if it's a clean one or a phishing one. So this is what we developed. I will finish with a quick overview of solution, but I wanted to show what are the advantages you managed services providers? So the solution is fully integrated with Alzo Marketplace. So the provisioning of the service takes 5 minutes from the moment you provision it on Alzo Marketplace and you finish the activation. We managed to reduce it to 5 minutes. And the big advantage, and I know what I'm talking about because I've been selling cloud solution in the past, and the biggest blocking point was always MX redirection. Here, we got rid of that problem. Thanks to the integration with Microsoft, you don't need to redirect the MXs, which means that the activation takes 5 minutes. And if you consider it now for the smaller customers with 2, 5, 10, 20 licenses, I believe it's a good news for you that you can do it in 5 minutes instead of 30 minutes or even more if you have like 5, 10, or 15 domains where you have to redirect the MXs. So you're sparing time here. The second advantage is that it's very easy to sell. From a cyber perspective, cybersecurity, everybody heard about phishing. Everybody heard about malware. So this email security topic is an easy topic to discuss because anybody understands emails, no matter if it's a big or small company. But from a sales perspective, for you and the sales people you maybe have in your company, we try to make it as simple as possible. And actually, you just have to remember one thing. There is just one license type, no options, no specific layers of protection, premium, advanced protection or whatever. No, it's just Vade for Microsoft, and automatically you have the best of what we can deliver. And the second good thing from a business perspective is that, again, thanks to the integration with Microsoft, we automatically detect the number of users, which means that if you start selling it today, you provision a customer today, you will be charged for the remaining period of May. Imagine they have 22 users, but next month your customer is growing. He has 3 new employees. You will not miss this business opportunity because thanks to this automated integration with Microsoft and with Alzo, it will be automatically counted and it's going to be an additional business for you. And now if you multiply that by the number of customers you have, imagine at the end of the year, if it's 1, 2, 3 more licenses among your 10, 20, 30 customers, it makes 100 at the end of the year. So it's additional business that you will not miss, where in traditional cloud solutions, it's impossible to do, actually, almost impossible. And finally, the latest advantage, and this is why we say it's a perfect fit for MSPs solution, is that it's easy to manage. I will show it because it's better to show than to say, but we've designed a very easy and admin-friendly interface for you. So actually in 1 hour, you know how to use it. So you don't need complex training. And the other good news is also when you activate it, you don't need to train your customers. So that are the great advantages for you as an MSPs. A little bit technical to show you the interest why it's worth to use an API-based solution as we developed. The first thing is just change one thing. Okay, it's better. So the first advantage, as I said, there is no MX redirection. So activation takes 5 minutes. And the good advantage from a security perspective is that there is no way somebody will guess that your customer is protected by Vade. Because what does a hacker do? What do I do when I do a demo for a partner or end customer? I check his MXs. And here I can see, oh, you on Message Labs Cloud, or you on Hornet Security, or you on Proofpoint. So hackers, they adapt when they really want to target somebody, they adapt to that. It gives a clue because they know what technologies vendors are basing on. Here, you cannot guess it. Second advantage, and this is a huge advantage. Remember, I said EOP is not bad. It's a big mistake to say EOP is bad. EOP needs an additional layer. And this is what we do. We are not replacing EOP like any cloud solution sitting outside is doing. We are an additional layer, and actually we can show you in live on our interface what Vade detected on top of EOP. So you can constantly prove your customer, hey, this is why you're paying those couple euros extra per month, because it's blocking those phishing that EOP didn't. Third advantage, we got rid of the quarantine. You know, the second mailbox where the potentially dangerous mails are filtered and users have to log in to maybe release email because maybe an important mail is there, and every email security vendors makes mistakes. It will be a lie to say a vendor is blocking everything. Here we got rid of the quarantine. We do exactly what Microsoft does, or like exactly what you all have on your private mailboxes, on gmx.de, on Hotmail, Yahoo, whatever. We don't have quarantine there. You have a junk folder. This is what Microsoft does. It puts emails in the junk folder, or it's deleting email. This is exactly how Vade works. Thanks to the integration again, we interact in real time with the user mailboxes. So you don't have to teach your customer how to use a quarantine. Other advantage, we see the internal traffic, so we can block it potentially if a compromised account in the company is spreading phishing or malware. We will see it, hopefully, and we will block it. And as I said, it's not just about blocking mails when they arrive. It's about offering a constant security. And again, thanks to integration, once Vade has updated rules, and usually it's every minute, the engines are updated. Of course, if we were missing a threat, after the update, we might know that, oh, that was a phishing we did see 2 minutes ago. Now we know it's a phishing. So of course, now we can say we are smart, we will protect everybody. But the question we've asked ourselves is, what could we do for the users where we were not fast enough? Because it happens to everybody. And here, thanks to this integration, we created a feature which is called post-delivery remediation, which in a fully automated way will automatically perform the filtering policy it should had initially. So it means, okay, maybe sometimes we will miss a spam or a phishing, but it means that if after 2, 3, 5 minutes, up to 7 days, I hope it never happens because 7 days is certainly too long, but just to show you that we can still perform an action automatically as soon as we have rules update and we know that we have seen this mail on particular customer side. So the customers are protected during the attacks, but after also the attacks. It's very interesting for phishing, especially where, as you know, campaigns are small, but the links are very dynamic. You have a lot of short links, which initially are leading you to a legit page, Google, Die Welt, or other ones. And after 5 minutes, when you click again on it, you go to the phishing page. Here it's becoming very interesting to have this post-delivery. And finally, as I said, it also includes a phishing awareness training. We are not here to replace phishing awareness training tools that exist on the market where you can build phishing campaigns and launch it and have very complex trainings. Here, we've built it for small and medium enterprise that don't afford money to buy PhishMe or Wombat or whatever, but that would be interesting in having very small tips how to detect a potential phishing. And of course, we cannot make from every person a cybersecurity specialist. This is not their job, but we can give them 2, 3 recommendations what they should look after. And this is what we did here with this phishing awareness training. And all of that, it's one product, no options. It's simply Vade for Microsoft 365. It looks like from an interface, administration interface. I will show it in a minute. A final information, I believe, for you as an MSP that, as I said, the provisioning of the licenses is fully automated on the Alzo marketplace. So if you have a customer there, look for those SKUs here. You have the monthly license, the yearly license. Of course, we offer trial. And for you as an MSP, if you feel interested or you would like to play with it, please go there, get your NFR and start playing with the tool and seeing how it works. So this is how it looks like. So you provision licenses on the Alzo marketplace. And the second step is that you as a partner, we've developed a partner portal where you can manage services for all your customers. So here it's a demo. You can see 3 customers, but imagine you have 10, 15, 20, or even more customers here. The goal for us was to make it much simpler for you to manage them. So imagine your customer test is calling you and saying, hey, can you check my logs? Because I think I maybe received something dangerous. You can go here, click on details, and oh, there is no demo here. Okay, let's take this one, demo US. And click on this access button, and automatically you will arrive on this customer's particular administration interface. And from here, you have a quick overview of what Vade detected recently. You can go in the logs, and this is a very powerful thing. Oh, I've been too long connected. What we hear very frequently from our partners is that our log search tool is very easy and convenient, much more easy to use as many log tools in the market, and including the log message trace search inside of Microsoft. So if you need to search for some logs, just select the period of time. It will show you the last 3 months. You can just type on the subject, automatically it goes in the log search criteria. You can choose by category, etc., etc. So I won't go too much into details, but I know our MSPs love it because it's very fast and smooth. So here's how the platform looks like. You have, of course, a full reporting available. I actually recommend my partners to send to the customers, because the good thing with an email security is that it works. When it works, it works, but the people tend to forget. So it's good to show them that, hey, this is what the service blocked. You have this threat coach. So this is this awareness training campaign tool. So the only thing you have to do is to select the group of users you want to train and select the brand you want to train them. What our customers do is they systematically start with Microsoft. So yeah, you can do it ad hoc at any time, but also know that this awareness training tool is also constantly running in the backend. And basing on the user behavior, it will send him an invitation to make this short 3 minutes training because it detected that the user had a bad behavior. So this is how it looks like. I will be very happy to show you more into details how this administration interface works, but simply saying our job and our filter technology and team job is to be sure we constantly improve our technology. Your job as an MSP is to define the policy and then trust us when it comes to blocking the threats. So the only thing you have to do is to define the policy, and actually you can also put your company logo here. So your customers, when they have a warning, they know that, oh, that's my partner who activated this tool and he's warning me that potentially this email is dangerous. I won't go more into details. Let's have a demo together. We could have the chance to talk more about it. So I hope I managed to raise awareness, and that you will feel like talking to us or to your ALSO contact in the different countries in Europe. Last information, we have a special offer for partners who are attending this presentation. As I said, it's available in really few clicks. Log in on your marketplace account, ALSO Cloud Marketplace. Look for Vade and register as a partner. Activate your NFR. It's totally free for initial test. And if you become a partner, we will be very happy to offer you for free our tool as long as we work together. And the special offer is the partners who are attending this webinar today with us will be granted an extra margin, 30% margin instead of the 20% that usually you're getting, as long as, again, you become a partner and you manage to bring a first customer before the end of June. It can be a one-seat customer. There is no minimum of size, actually. We like big customers, but of course, SMBs, it's 95% of our market probably. So it's been designed especially for small and medium enterprises. So as long as you become a partner and you trust in our solution, start selling it, we'll be happy to give you more margin. Thanks a lot. Again, if you have any questions, we are here the whole day on the Teams channel, or you can email us on our virtual booth. Thank you for your attention. I hope I managed to at least raise awareness about email security. We tend to forget about it, and it's still 20 years later after the I love you bug, the email vector is still the #1 vector used to spread threats. So really don't neglect it. And it can be also potentially a good source of additional revenue for you around Microsoft 365, like a kind of basic bundle. Microsoft 365, endpoint, email security, and I could even talk to my colleagues from backup. That's probably the basic security tools you should systematically push to your Microsoft customers when they migrate on Microsoft. So thanks a lot. I think we are exactly on time. It was 30 minutes, right?
Yes, it was absolutely perfect. It was 30 minutes. Thank you for the presentation. And I think the sense of urgency as well as the opportunity has become very clear.